Hello, so let's talk about what I played at E3. So firstly, I played pretty much nothing. All I played was Alien Isolation, the Morpheus demo, and the Oculus demo, because I was really busy showing Neverending Nightmares, which has gotten, ta-da, awards. I'm especially proud of our escapist Best of E3 2014 nominee, because that's not just for indie games, that's for all games. So yay us. But explains why I was busy at the booth. So let's talk about Alien Isolation. So Alien Isolation had a really confusing show, I think, at E3. I don't really know. From reading previews, I don't really know how it all worked, but it seems like there was like a longer demo and I don't know, maybe even something where the developers walk you through it and they show you the game. And then there were two different demos I played, which was the challenge demo and challenge mode demo and the Oculus demo they sort of hacked together. And so it's interesting, if you read the press coverage carefully, you can kind of get a feel for which ones they played. Some of them talk about other people in the game and robots, and I definitely didn't play that one. I can only talk about the other two. And so, well, I can certainly say, and again, this may not reflect Alien Isolation as a game, but challenge mode was definitely not for me. So, basically, the way it starts is it gives you a bunch of objectives, like beyond just surviving. One of them, you get bonus points for finding 2 ID tags, and another for something about I don't know, elevator or door or stairs or something, shutting off stairs access. And then the final one was not using your little handheld motion detector, which is kind of important for detecting the alien. So I guess if you're like super good, you can get away without using that. The first thing, they drop you in this room, and you can collect, I don't know, bits and bobs. I guess there's a whole crafting system in the game, which just personally I'm not super thrilled about. I like more immersive and less sort of gamey systems, and to me, like, crafting and collecting a bunch of bits and bobs is gonna end up, probably being gamey. I mean, I guess, like, in Dead Space, they did some sort of interesting things where you're at a terminal and you can only craft things there and blah blah blah. I don't know what they're doing with that, and certainly it was not reflected in this challenge mode demo, but still they had all the things you could pick up. So, well, basically I got decimated by the alien, and pretty much everyone that played the demo just got decimated by the alien. So, I mean, it seemed ridiculous, and I don't know. They say, like, oh, the alien is moving around, and you can follow him, and I don't know, because I had my little motion detector out pretty much all the time, and he wouldn't be there, and then he'd be over here, and then he'd be over there, and no matter what I did, he would just find me and destroy me. And it was especially frustrating because the way the level was designed, everything looked very similar, which, I mean, I guess probably is true, if you want to create an accurate spaceship, but for a level, I had no idea where I was going. And once I think I found a stairway, maybe. I don't know. But basically, you don't know where you're going. There's theoretically a map in game, but when I tried to use it, it's like no map data available. It's like, So basically, it was just you're in a spaceship with an alien and it kills you. And I think I read some other coverage that only like 14 people or whatever were able to finish the challenge mode demo, according to, I don't know, some website. Which, like, seems kind of ridiculous. I mean, I don't know, maybe, maybe some people, and certainly I think in one of the articles that was specifically talking about challenge mode, they were very pleased with the extraordinarily brutal difficulty of the game, but I hope it's not indicative of the final game, because I think that would be very frustrating. And so maybe they made the alien AI harder for challenge mode. Maybe in you know, challenge mode they bump up the difficulty and then add some objectives. It certainly doesn't seem like something I would want to play. You know, because again, it's adding gamey objectives to the game. But I mean, and again, this may in no way reflect the actual gameplay, but you know, everyone there would just sort of play it for a while and then put down the controller, and you know, I spoke to other people who were kind of not pleased with the challenge mode, just because it throws you, you know, into the fire, and you don't know where you're going, and you know, the alien just kills you, and it's hard to really, at least for me, it's hard to find any sort of rhyme or reason. It just seems like, you know, you have to get lucky. There's a limited time before you know, the alien kills you, and like, I guess maybe he hears things, but then like, it seems like I was just walking through rooms and there were banging noises, and like, it is whatever Ripley Jr. the klutz and just constantly knocking over things. I mean, I don't know, but I was like super frustrated, so that was not great. So the other one was actually just by chance. I wanted to try out the new Oculus things, and I guess I'll talk more about the Oculus and the Morpheus in another video, but I guess I can speak specifically about the Oculus demo for Alien Isolation in terms of gameplay and how well that worked. And I don't know, some people seem to like it, and there were definitely some good parts about it, but it was definitely kind of difficult, or well, not difficult, but it had a lot of issues in my mind. So firstly, I don't know if you've used VR things before, but it's actually really weird because there's no eye tracking. At least I'm pretty sure none of the VR headsets have eye tracking. So like a common thing for like game interfaces, they just put, you know, here are the controls right in front of your face. And so the way it normally works is, you know, your eyes are looking at the center and you can read the thing in the center. And so then you want to read the things in the corner, and so you move your eyes. But I don't know if it's the optics or just the lack of eye tracking, but basically the stuff on the edges is out of focus. So like, I forget, maybe it was Alien Isolation, maybe it was a different demo. I think it was Alien Isolation though, that basically the controls, you know, and I don't know, maybe it wasn't calibrated right. I don't know if anyone remembers with Virtual Voice setting all the interocular distances or whatever, but you know, basically the controls extended to the edge where I couldn't read, and it was kind of frustrating. I think maybe I could read them if I tilted my head, but that's not entirely obvious. So then the worst part about the Alien Isolation demo, well, I guess the good part is, so I started And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm in the alien, in a space station, and the head tracking for Oculus seemed to work really well. Like, I looked up and turned around my head, and it didn't, lose track, even though I wasn't directly facing the camera. Um, and so that was really cool for a little bit, and then I tried to actually play the game. And as I mentioned, you have your trusty motion tracker. The problem is that, at least for the VR demo, the trusty motion tracker's scale was really weird, and it looked like this tiny baby arm was holding this motion tracker like right in the periphery of my view. But the problem is that it was basically tied to the camera. So when I looked, assuming this is my screen, the motion tracker moved. So basically, everything was always out of focus. Everything on the motion tracker was always out of focus. And since it's kind of a pivotal gameplay element, it's not great to not be able to see it. And again, I don't know, maybe other people have better eyesight, or I don't know what it was, but I mean, like, it was really irritating that I was trying to look at something and it would never be in focus. And so then let's see what else. So then they also did the one of those sort of sins of VR design, which is where they auto move your character, and Palmer Luckey talked about that and why it's a bad idea in his talk at Steam Dev Days. But basically, like, when you enter a locker, your head goes and then into the locker, which is weird. And then also, like, when I was in the locker, I was looking around and I noticed that they had like some interesting color contrast, but it was actually bleeding. So when I looked around, it would sort of blur, and I guess it's like the persistence of the LED. It doesn't change fast enough, so that was kind of unpleasant. And I mean, the entire thing, I think, was probably a little blurry when you move your head. Which, I mean, it's a tough problem to solve, and maybe once they have, custom displays rather than just, regular cell phone displays, that'll be less of an issue. But I guess, then the funny part was, I mean, everyone was talking about, oh, the demo and getting attacked by an alien in VR is so cool, but basically I spent too long looking around and walking around. They basically timed out after like 5 minutes and then said, oh, sorry, you didn't get to see the alien, get out or go wait in an hour-long line again. And I was like, So, that was a little unfortunate that I did not see an alien in the Alien Isolation VR demo. But I guess I can talk more about VR at a later point. So, I don't know, I mean, I guess challenge mode is probably not for me. The rest of the game sounds cool. I just hope it's not as punishing, and certainly some of the reviews previews seem to indicate it's really hard. But I mean, I don't know. It seems like it will be a frustrating game if it's just, the alien is so good and random and, always killing you, and you can't figure out, specific patterns or ways to avoid him. I mean, I just worry it'll all be about luck and, oh, I got lucky and avoided the alien that time, and so you just have to keep banging your head until you get lucky. But, I mean, I certainly don't have a lot of information to go on, since, other than the challenge mode, which, again, maybe they crank the difficulty to 11, but I would like them to crank it down to, like, 3, personally. But anyway, that's my 2 cents, so thanks for watching.